Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm so happy to have you. So my previous and subscribers, welcome back to the channel. So for today's video in particular, we're going to be talking about multitude of different topics, from the alien invasion being imminent, as many of you guys might be already aware of. There's a lot of news reports out on right now that's talking about the possibility of an alien invasion. Right, we're going to talk about this possibly being a distraction from Epstein. We'll take a look at that. We're also going to talk about Project Bluebeam. Now, I don't have no idea what Project Bluebeam is, but I have proof that shows and indicates on my phone, but also here on this YouTube channel, because I can't share my screen anymore because I'm not paying $50 to show you this one thing. So I took a picture of it. But I have a live stream that was dated back in 2022. Where I was going to talk about the fake alien invasion that they were going to do. Unfortunately, I never got around to it. But lo and behold, today is the video that we're going to do it. And we're going to talk about Project Bluebeam. I have no idea what Project Bluebeam is, so this is going to be a blind reading. If you guys are more aware of it, go ahead and type it in the group chat. We also have Pam Bondi as well. Pam Bondi is going to play a major role in this video. And the reason why, because in one of my Pam Bondi videos, I actually spoke about an alien invasion and how she was going to play a role in it. And I actually have a little clip on my phone. I recorded it. But like I said, I'm not paying $50 just to show you the video when I can just record it for free. Life hack. Anyway, besides the point, this video is being recorded on none other than Tuesday, July 29th at 9:55 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, as when I'm recording this specific video. And you want to help out the channel, where you can do so by liking, commenting, subscribing, hitting the bell icon, engaging with the content, sharing this video with others, really help boost the algorithm here on this YouTube channel. Anyway, this video is just for entertainment purposes only and for educational purposes only as well. Anything I do or say, just that and nothing more. I do want to do a quick community spotlight. It did change from last night, so I do want to be able to let you guys know who is on the community spotlight this week. We have here Cam Gallers, Jenny Blue, so thank you. You are new, so welcome, Jenny Blue. Oxford Cat, Annette Doran, thank you, and you're new as well. And we have Brenda C. So the more you engage, the more the algorithm says, like, hey, send me information and go, these are the people who are most active from the past week. If you want to spotlight them, go ahead. And I always want to make sure you guys are being acknowledged as well, because it's not just my channel, it's our channel. Anyway, let's go ahead. I'm sure a lot of you guys want to just get right into the nitty gritty, and that's exactly what we're going to do. You know, I hate long intros, and so do you. So I took a picture of my, of my desktop of my YouTube channel, of a pre-recorded live that was set to go live on, but I never got around to it. I'm just taking the color off so you can actually see the right color. And you can see here, this is what my desktop looks like. Hold on, let me see if I can make this a little less brighter so you can probably see better. Okay. So this is my desktop, right? This is all the pre-recorded upcoming live videos that I never got around to doing, right? And if you look closer, you're going to see it says here, fake alien invasion tarot reading, right? And if you go over a little bit, you'll see that's recorded on February the 26th. Well, it was set to be live on February the 26th of 2022, but I just never I never did the video. But if you want to take a look on your own time, just screenshot this or whatnot, you can kind of see that I'm not messing around. Okay. We also do have a video, which I'm going to show you. Is a recording of one of my videos that I did with the Pam Bondi. And if you want to go ahead and watch this video on your own time, I included it in the description already, and also in the comment section below. If you want to go ahead and update yourself with some Pam Bondi videos, I'm going to show you it right now. I'm going to talk about the alien invasion during her tenure. All right. I remembered it right before I did the video. That's why it took me a little long to come on, because I was pre-recording it. Okay, let's see. I'm not as tech savvy as I appear, okay, guys? So don't judge me. Okay, how do we turn this on? Also heading towards the future as well. So eventually there could be a transition for her, but it won't be a bad ending because something bad will come her way. So that is the message I'm getting from Pam Bondi. The topic up here, she's going to rain down a lot of the orders, but here we have the Ten of Pentacles, which means that, she won't necessarily do the right thing and she won't follow her predecessors. She will do her own thing. So that's something that she's going to be known for. And we do have here the Wheel of Fortune, which basically means she's not meant to be there and that her time will be up soon when it comes to be. So that's what I'm getting for Pam Bondi. I don't think there's any additional information, but I'll have Spirit give us maybe 2 cards and then we'll end today's reading. Pam Bondi, Spirits and Angels. Actually, let me just change the cards. Pam Bondi. Spirits and Angels tell me Pam Bondi, the Attorney General of the United States right now. Pam Bondi, what do we need to know? No, there's too many cards. Pam Bondi. Okay. Because they're telling me to take the tutors on my pants, so let's go here with see what messages they have regarding Pam Bondi. And how are we reading this like this? We have attack and foreign. So there's an agreement that was made domestically. That's what I'm getting. There's an agreement that was made domestically. Agreement made domestically. Okay. What was that agreement made by Pam Bondi domestically? What was that? I'm getting a fake attack might occur. But it's not a real one, but it's a fake one. Here we have angels reversed. This is an alien invasion. Just out of curiosity here. Because if the angels are reversed and they're faking an attack, this could be indicating a fallen angel. Is this faking an alien invasion or any sort of invasion of any type?
My husband Roman and I created Linear in 2014.
My bad, sorry. Okay, yeah. Are they doing Project Bluebeam? I've never done this video before. Are you trying to do Project Bluebeam? Yeah, fake. Yeah, okay. I'm really impressed how good these cards are. Okay, Lovers. There's an agreement here. The Lovers is the agreement. And then here we have plan. Right now it hasn't been made yet, but there's a plan that's going to be taking place, and there's an agreement. Right now they're in the agreement phase. Alright. Well, at least now we established who Pam Bondi is and what she's going to be known for. Because again, that illusionment that's going to be cast, that would make a lot of sense. Well, we'll touch upon Pam Bondi in another video, but this is rather interesting actually on Pam Bondi. Alright, so I hope you guys liked today's video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell icon, and I will see you all in the next video. I don't know if any of this is accurate in terms of Pam Bondi, but you guys can confirm this in the comment section below. Again, this is a mystery reading, but I gotta say, Pam Bondi is something, is what I will say. I don't know, I really don't know what to say, because I'm actually kind of shocked. It's not what I expected, I don't know what I expected. I really didn't come away with any ideas, but this is definitely not it, especially toward the end, with the, that illusionment that's being cast, an additional illusion, that was also nice. The solar eclipse here. Okay, so I wanted to show you guys that video. I know not the best way of doing it, but I wasn't gonna spend $50 just to show you and upload the video on here, because I can put the link in the description below if you want to go ahead and watch on your own time. So I want to get some of your thoughts on that. I want to see what a lot of you guys are thinking, because it's very interesting. I just remembered it as I was recording this video. So you can now understand why Pam Bondi is going to be included in this video, right? Again, this video is just for entertainment purposes and for educational purposes only as well. So let's get on with it, right? All right. So, Spirit Angels tell me. There's reports on the news right now that are saying that there is a possibility of an alien attack coming towards planet Earth. Can you tell us a little bit about this? Is this real? Is this legit? Honestly speaking, it literally looks like an asteroid. It looks like a piece of space rock, and they're framing it as an alien attack. But anyway, besides the point, Spirit Angels tell me, is there an actual real alien attack coming to the world? Hmm. Okay. The bottom deck here is Wheel of Fortune. Hello, Lindsay. How are you, my love? Wheel of Fortune means going back to the past, going backwards. So something like this has been done before. So there's precedence here. The top of the deck here is the Page of Pentacle. Opportunity. An opportunity for what? For a show. An opportunity for a show. Okay. So we're asking the question is the alien invasion real? That's the question really that we're getting down to in this video. The first card that comes in is the Seven of Cups, and the Seven of Cups is reversed. It's very interesting that this comes in as reversed because normally this means casting an illusion, a form of doubt, right? But it's reversed. It's reversed because it's telling us that there was an illusion. In some way, they did catch something, but it's not what you think. And give me an explanation. So I'm going to tell you the story, and then I'm going to explain why, if it's so relevant, why it's real, but also fake. Because the next card that comes in as well as we have the Death card, and Death card is reversed. This is not a rebirth. This is not a rehash. Because remember how we talked about how this is something that happened in the past and there's precedent. But he's saying this is not a rehash of what happened in the past. So even though it's something that happened in the past, it's not a rehash. And that makes a lot of sense because how can it be a rehash if it's not real? Because if it happened before, but the story is saying, okay, well, they crossed up on the camera and it was legit, but it's actually not something that's happened in the moment. I think it's better that I explain it to you. Hold on, let me get something. Okay. So imagine this is space. The white color is space, right? And this is Earth, right? This is planet Earth, which is encoded in letter E. Now, if you guys are familiar with light years, you know like how sometimes you're driving a car, right? You're driving a car and you have the headlights on, right? And the light travels to a certain distance. And then you can't see anything from beyond that point, right? So the way light travels is called light years. So light hits you and it reflects, and each time it goes an inch, an inch, an inch, an inch, right? Same thing is why a lot of people see ghosts and stuff like that, and they see paranormal activity because you're seeing the energetic residue, you're seeing the light residue of it, right? You're long gone. We don't even know right now in this moment we're even alive, right? We could be dead and we could be alive in the formation of light residue, right? Dinosaurs are still alive. Honestly, they've been dead for 65 million years. But if you go 65 million light years away from planet Earth and take a telescope and look back at planet Earth at that exact time, you will see dinosaurs on planet Earth. Right? Same concept here. So when it comes to when they caught this alien spaceship, right? They're not catching in the moment, right? It's like a meteor. You know how like meteorites they're like a shooting star, and it goes past Earth, but you make a wish. They say wish upon a star, but it's a star that's been long dead, right? That's the shooting star. Star is a long dead star that's no longer alive. But in our mind, they're saying a wish upon a star, but there's no star because the star is dead. Because light travels slower to planet Earth and all other forms of life, right? So just say, for example, there was an explosion on the sun. We wouldn't know that there's an explosion until 8 minutes until it comes to us, and then we're going to know we're in big trouble. But by that point, it's way too late. There's a delay, right? So when science has caught this spacecraft, it was real in the sense that it actually was moving. It was an actual spacecraft, but it's not real in the sense that they caught it at that moment because the light was bouncing from that thousand miles away, however far they found this thing, and it coming all the way back. They're not seeing it in the moment. They're seeing it from when the light bounced from that and all the way when it reaches us where it was receptive or able to be received. Right? So that is why I hope that gives you a little bit more of an understanding of why, in a way, the cards are saying, well, this is a real spaceship, 100%, but it's not real in the sense that it actually is occurring in the moment, because the moment has already passed. We're seeing it in the present, but it's in the past. The best way that I can explain this in a sense that you guys would understand it would be, for example, I'm recording this video, right? It is, what's it called? It is 10:08 p.m. Eastern Standard Time as of when I'm recording it, and it's 15:04. But when you see this, you might see this, me talking about this very second, at 15:20. Then 15:20, right? There's a delay. It already happened. You're seeing what I already spoke about seconds ago before you actually get to have a chance to see what I'm talking about. So that is the best way that I can describe why the cards are saying, essentially, in hindsight, that yeah, they caught an actual spaceship. That's 100% true, right? Again, I cannot confirm that that's what the cards are saying. But also, in the same token, it was not real because it's not in the moment. Therefore, it's not legit. That's why that card comes in, because it cannot happen. Something already happened in the past. It's not in the present moment when it caught this thing, right? And therefore, there's some sort of upheaval. And this isn't government. This is the capital. This is a governmental institution. This is not only the United States. This is global. This is a global effort. But this is like panic, and this is confusion. This is distraught. This is like where a lot of these people who are leaders come to the realization that they themselves are not alone, that they are vulnerable to what's outside the world. And this is where they start to see the space race. We're going to start entering the space race. We talked about this before with the billionaires and how they're going to lead us into the space, even though that's not really a good idea, but that's where we're heading, right? We have the emperor. The emperor is the leader. These are people. This is giving me like Galactic Federation type energy. This is giving me. If you guys are very familiar with the Fantastic Four franchise that just came out and hit the movie theater, if you guys know about Galactus, he's a type of entity, if you will. Hello, Dan. How are you, my love? Yeah, happy Taco Tuesday. And he's a galactic entity. He's an alien of some sort. He's a godlike figure, if you will. And this is the emperor. The emperor is talking about. This is the realization that government realizes that they are not above people, that someone is above them, right? Now, let's explain in another way that you guys will understand it. We've talked about this before. It's in this book. I never changed anything in this book. If you've been with me from the beginning, you will know I never changed anything in this book. Let's read some of the stuff that I said on December 31st, 2024. Let's read it. It says here, channel message at 2:16 p.m. on December the 31st, 2024. This is the last thing I got before, Before I, went into the new year. It says here, diplomacy would not be of this earthly plane anymore, but by the many planes of existence. That's the first indication here. Let's see, I'll show it to you. Right, look. Diplomacy would not be of this earthly plane anymore, but by the many planes of existence. Right? What's the other line here? It says here. Okay, it says here, world leaders will be submission to all that can and will be. Yeah, this is not a recording, Dan. I'm actually doing live. Right, you can see that there. Let's see, what's the next line here? We have aliens in this book too. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, doesn't seem like there's any more here. Blah, 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 blah. I knew I had more, so don't worry. Don't go anywhere. I believe they found didn't they just release online that they found a planet that is very similar to Earth? But it says here, a planet will be discovered that holds the breath of life, similar life forms on Earth before human arrival. It will be known as the Jurassic Galactic, a blast from the past into the modern age. This may be the planet of Earth from the past into the future. Through light years, all stars may die, but light always lives on. Earth is no different, as it is a star in itself for all other life forms. Right? Okay, so let's see. This is the next one. Let me just see if there's anything in terms of aliens here. Blah, 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 blah. It does not look like this. No. Okay. there is a threat to Donald Trump in one of my videos. I mean, one of my channel, and they talked about how if Donald Trump tried to pursue, what's it call it, space travel, he will be met with an assassination. Oh, here it is. There you go. So it says it here. I'm going to read it to you right now. You can see this bottom line here. You can screenshot if you need. It says here, robots and AI will be your new norm as it should be, but space shall never be for now. That is why Kennedy needed to be stopped. Trump is no different. You are not ready, and we will stop it. Period. Good luck. That's the little key indicator here. All right, let's go back into the reading. So we're asking, is this thing real? Is this thing actually what they are saying it is? Well, we already established that the spacecraft was actually legit. The video was legit. However, that was in the past tense. That is not in the present, which means this already happened in the past. The 5 of Wands, though, is that it comes after the realization that leaders on planet Earth realize that there is somebody above them and they don't like that. And this is the 5 of Wands here. They're going to start fighting for sovereignty. And now that I just remembered, there's also this other line in the student star prophecy, which I spoke about a little bit while ago. But let me just take a look here. This was recorded on January the 11th, 2025, and it was actually ironically started channel at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And in this book, it talks about, hold on, so it says here, a new king of the seas and land may take their rightful place in the food web. Those that dominated will no longer dominate in this new world to call home. Well, aren't humans dominant on planet Earth? Are we the dominant species on land? Right, yes. But it's also talking about a domination that's also happening in the sea, in the ocean. We'll talk about that eventually, sure. We'll talk about the megalodon and how that's going to come back. Right now, it does not exist in the moment, but it's coming back. But anyway, going back into, it talks about how humans, who are the dominant species on Earth in terms of land, will no longer be the dominant species on land. It might make a little bit more sense as we get closer. Hopefully, we'll get a little bit more understanding as we get closer to the end of the year. And if you're worried about any sort of extinction, humans don't go extinct until the 8th extinction. So we're fine. We're in the 6th extinction now. We have one more extinction, and then we're gone by the 8th. But we're fine for now. It's just a matter of how long it takes to get to the 8th. But this is what this 5 of Wands coming here. The 5 of Wands is the threat. They feel threatened by this energy. But they feel very threatened that, oh, someone is above me and I need to do something about it. And this is exactly the energy that makes our planet Earth hostile. We are hostile. We are like this alien species that's hostile towards other species on other planets. This will pose an intergalactic war, if you will. And this is why we're not ready to, again, be exploring space, because we are so fragile in our ego that anything that threatens or jeopardizes our own power, our own influence, we see it as an inherent threat. Rather than embracing that there's something outside the world of us that is more unique, more divine, that we can just accept them for what they are, but we can't. We're not at that point right now. And underneath this 7 of Cups reverse, we also have this 2 of Pentacles reverse. And the 2 of Pentacles reverse is very interesting because it indicates to me that something is with certainty. Something is with certainty. This is a very uncertain card when it's upright. You're making a decision that's very indecisive. But it's reversed. This is saying something with certainty, with an understanding, with a comprehension that this is what it is. This is what it as is, and this is where we are. Right? This is the realization that this is direct. This is it. Right? That is why it comes under the 7 of Cups, because remember I talked about this is the false illusion. Right? This is the false illusion. It's the illusion, if you will. It's reversed because in its inherency, it's indicated to us that no, the spacecraft was legit, but it was in the past. Right? And if you guys don't understand and you're just joining now because it is a live stream, go watch the beginning of the video to understand why, to understand a little bit deeper. But this Seven of Cups is saying that what they saw was legit, right? Underneath this death card is not a rebirth. It's not a rehash of what happened in the past. With extraterrestrials, according to the cards, have arrived on planet Earth before. This is not the first time. But normally, this death card, when it's outright, indicates a rebirth. It means a reboot. The story or the cycle starts again. But this is reverse, saying that this is not the same story, right? This is not the same story. This is death in reverse, saying that this is something different. This has happened before. But in terms of how it happens now with this fake invasion, if you will, that never happened before. This is probably going to be one of the most biggest scams that you have ever seen, or make Donald Trump's scam on the American people look like nothing compared to what's going to happen, if it does happen. Again, this video is just for entertainment purposes and for educational purposes only as well. And underneath this Four of Wands here, the Four of Wands is very interesting because, again, it talks about panic, right? It talks about people in government panicking, realizing that something is above them, right? And here it is that they have to make a choice. Are they going to walk away? Are they going to accept the fate that they are in? Or are they going to put up a fight? And that's really what it comes down to. Remember, we talked about here that some of them are actually going to try to be very hostile. But what's really going to be the kicker here is that, you know, like how in a lot of movies, I don't watch a lot of extraterrestrial movies, so I really don't know the plot here. But you know, like in how some movies, it always indicates that the globe comes together in unity when it comes to a massive crisis. Well, according to what I'm getting in the card, that doesn't really seem to be the case. It seems like there's always this rogue individual who goes out and says that I'm representing the majority or the collective and starts trying to bomb things or trying to just attack things out of fear or paranoia just to be able to control the situation, if you will. But instead, they do the opposite. They don't control the situation. They end up causing more problems and harm because, in a way, they need to approach things with diplomacy. And it feels like, in some way, that the problem that Earth is going to have when this does come about, when the actual one does come about, is a representative, somebody who needs to represent the collective Earth. Who's going to step up to the plate to represent planet Earth? Not the United States, not China, not Russia. Who is going to represent planet Earth, the collective? And we all know a lot of people on planet Earth right now cannot agree with each other on certain basic things. How? We can't even agree on anything in the United States, let alone imagine country trying to agree on something. It's just not realistic. And that's what the cards are saying here. It's just not realistic. There is this divide here that there are those who are going to try to initiate violence, right? And that is a representation of who we are as a collective. But there's also those who are going to act and take those swords and say, hey, no, 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 no. We're going to do this diplomacy way. And there's going to be this division. It's not going to be a planet of unity. Right? This makes a lot of sense because we never been in this position before. When's the last time you ever seen the world unified on something? We never lived it. We never experienced it. There was always some sort of division. This has to be beyond the 3D dimension, because the 3D dimension is where we are right now, where we can't get to the idea and the comprehension of just trying to just agree with one another, whether we like it or not. We just got to get to that point. When we get to that point, we raise our vibration higher, and it's diplomacy. Underneath the Emperor, it's really interesting because remember how I talked about how when somebody's sitting in the chair, it means that they are in control, right? They're in power, that they have all the influence and strength, right? But when the card is reversed, it indicates the exact opposite. It indicates somebody who's losing power, someone who is not in control, right? The Emperor card is upright, but what's underneath that? The King of Cups reverse. What is the King of Cups when I talk to you guys about it? The King of Cups represents an individual who's very calm, very sincere, very diplomatic. And look at all the chaos around him. But yet he's strong. He's very, very true to his definition. It's reversed. Why is it reversed? Because while those that are higher than the human leaders, I'm going to call them human leaders in the concept here, they are more superior. They are more diplomatic, if you will, where humans are quick to react with emotion because they themselves feel threatened by their own internal power. And that is why the King Cup comes in reverse. Because they cause chaos when there is no chaos. Because that is how they respond to situations that are unfamiliar or unknown, right? And underneath this Five of Pentacles here, which is fighting, them trying to fight as a reaction to what happened, right? This is like taking a dog, an older dog, and bringing in a puppy, right? You don't know exactly how it's going to play out. There are some things where they get along and they do really great, and everything works out great. And then there are sometimes those who are very nasty to one another and they're very vicious. And so this is kind of like what it's indicating to us, is that it can be indicating that type of scenario as well. We don't know how it's going to play out until it actually plays out. But this is why the Five of Pentacles comes in, because this has nothing to do with money. It has nothing to do with money. It doesn't feel like when this event does happen and there actually is a diplomatic meeting with humans on planet Earth, they're going to be talking about something drastically different than money. There's not really, I don't feel like there's trade here. There's something here that's different. I don't know how to describe it because I don't have the vocabulary to accurately describe the messages that I'm getting in terms of why they're here and what they're doing. So let's break it down. Let's do a recap here. What have we already established so far? We established that the spaceship in the video that they shown was legit. That was a legit video. What we established already is that because that video is older and there's a delay in terms of light years, that video of the spaceship, it could be thousands, it could be millions of years old. So even though that spaceship is legit, is it in the present? No. Therefore, it is not real in the sense of that tone. We already established that unity cannot be achieved on planet Earth because there are reactionary leaders who react with violence and using their emotion. And then there are also those who react using diplomacy, and there's going to be this division, unlike what you see on planet Earth, where everybody comes in unity. We're not going to see that right now. That's not something that's happening until we all get to this understanding that we need to come together as a collective. We established that we need a representative to represent planet Earth that can represent accurately every country, and every country can agree upon something. It's going to be a lot hard because we can't even agree things here in the US, let alone imagine that on a global scale. That's going to be very difficult to get everybody on board. And then we established that world leaders will feel very inferior to those who are above them. They feel like for the first time ever, they start panicking, government starts panicking, realizing that someone is actually above them, that they are not in control. And this is when they start to lose their power. This is when they start to lose their influence. And that's what really riles the people up and brings them closer to that fifth dimensional state. We have here, as well as we have, but definitively, that spaceship is legit, that is real, like we said before. That alien did indeed at some point in time has visited planet Earth in the past in terms of past historical reference, but what's happening now, if there was an invasion, it would not be a legit invasion because if the death card is reversed, what indicates to us that this is not a reboot. This is not what happened in the past. And if the aliens have visited the past, I mean, the world in the past tense, particularly planet Earth, this is not the same story. This is something drastically different than what we had in the past. Now, past in terms of historical reference has been altered by those who have control of the history book, right? So we don't really know what exactly happened because the history book has been altered to the point where we really don't know what is true, what's not. But take that with a grain of salt. We don't know the story 100%. Right? We also talk about diplomacy and that there was going to be a division between leaders and that they're not here for trade. And they're here for what was it? The Seven of Pentacles reverse is indicating to us that they're here for something else, but not to hurt somebody or anything like that. It's more so to help with information. There's something here that's different. It's not money. It's not for trade. It's just something else beyond our current understanding of things. Okay, so let me take a look at some of your comments here. I have personally seen UFOs in Florida 2 years ago. I was driving a store like a dummy. I was trying to drive towards it instead of taking a pic. I think they forgot to put the cloaking device on. It was hovering downtown. Yeah, actually, I did a video years ago at a UFO when we saw a UFO in where I live. So that was interesting. I have a video on that if you want to go ahead and check that out. Okay. Agreed. Next day depends on it. Will this happen sometime after Trump is gone? Well, if you, I don't know if you were here, Lindsay, for the beginning part of the video, but I talked about how Pam Bondi played a very big role in it. And in that Pam Bondi video, I don't know if you remember, I did this around February of 2025 this year. I put the link to that video in the description below. Go to part one. I talk about an alien invasion, a fake alien invasion occurring around her tenure, right? And so if you go and take a look at that, it might be able to answer some of your questions. But assuming that it came up in Pam Bondi's um, video, which is little bit bizarre, it might indicate it might happen under Trump, maybe under JD Vance. But we're gonna take a look right now. Let's take a look. So Spirit Angels tell me, will this happen under Donald Trump or after Donald Trump has been gone? An actual meeting with extraterrestrials, if you will. An actual meeting, not the fake one right now, but the real one. Will it happen and occur under Donald Trump? Will the real one occur under Donald Trump? Okay. Okay. Will a real one happen under President J.D. Vance? Okay, so this makes a lot of sense. So remember how we had this guy come in before, and we had this realization that this individual realizes that there is someone above them, and that the government panics and start realizing, oh, I'm not in control. Okay, that's just who this individual is. But just keep that in mind. Remember that. So this question that we're asking right now is Lindsay Hickey's question. She wants to know, will this happen when Trump is still in office or after? Right? And so this section here is talking about President Trump and President J.D. Vance, right? The 48th president. We have the Nine of Pentacles. The Nine of Pentacles means coming in great fortune, a lot of wealth, a lot of money. Whether it's real or not is not up for debate. But this is what this card indicates for President Trump, right? We're asking, is it going to happen under him? We have here is the Seven of Swords. Not a very good card already. There's something here stolen from the past. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is Six of Cups. This means the past administration. So there's information that Trump is stealing from the past administration, which means that Biden actually had information on extraterrestrials, and actually Donald Trump is actually stealing information or confidential information in regard to extraterrestrial and life in that regard. So definitely expect maybe possibly there is a scenario where we might get on the news that there is reports that Donald Trump actually engaged in hiding documents related to extraterrestrial life that happened under Biden's presidency. Right? So the Nine of Pentacles, which means great a lot. So this is what this means. So this doesn't mean money. This means file. This means confidential information. Right? And this is the Seven of Swords here. The Seven of Swords is coming in and stealing information from the past administration, and it's being challenged by the Six of Pentacles, means a victory, but it's in reverse. The challenge, the victory. Can he get away with it? Can President Trump get away with that? So it doesn't give me any indication that Donald Trump is going to meet extraterrestrials, but rather it's talking about he's taking information, confidential information from the previous administration under Biden that was aware and were collecting data on extraterrestrials, confidential information. But there has to be underlying motive, right? Donald Trump has stolen information before, but something that benefits him. There's a probability that it could be indicating that maybe Donald Trump needs this as a leverage for something. So that could be what this is, right? It could be leverage to spin a story. It could be what's the better use of word, to maybe understand what's really happening in the world, right? And for President J.D. Vance, what's happening in the future, it looks pretty certain based on my cards for a couple of months now. What we have here is we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, the Eight of Cups. Now, this is President Vance. This is very interesting because it's talking about Donald Trump leaving the White House. Now, if you guys have been with me since 2020, when I first did this video, I'm talking about how when Donald Trump was going to leave and that he was going to lose the 2020 election. This is the card that came out. This is interesting because we're talking about President J.D. Vance. This indicates to me in this scenario where an actual real-life extraterrestrial meeting occurs, Donald Trump will not be in power. It will be J.D. Vance who will be in power. And here you have is the emperor. He is the king, but he's the one who realizes that he's not in control. This is somebody who is very religious. This is somebody who believes in God, right? But he's someone who feels like their religion, their faith has been changed, has been altered, has been challenged. Right? This is going to be a very challenged presidency for Vice President J.D. Vance if he does decide to assume the role of the presidency. However, he's going to be a very weak leader. He's going to be very weak. The strength card is reversed. He's very weak. So out of all these, if I were to say the probability and the plausibility of something occurring in terms of an extraterrestrial integration into our society, it doesn't feel like it's going to occur under either. But if anything, it will happen under Donald Trump because there's a reason why Donald Trump is stealing confidential information related to extraterrestrials found and documented by the previous administration, which was Biden's administration. And then here you have J.D. Vance being appeared as a very weak president, a very weak leader, but does not indicate an extraterrestrial in any regard. What we do have here, we do have a four of swords, which means an ending of something. There's an ending of a thought, an ending of an idea is the presidency. So there's an ending of an idea. So I feel like, in a way, what it's indicating to us is that this is the end of the presidency of the United States. So even acting or considering the energies of President J.D. Vance, if this was to happen, it might have a new energy, and therefore it's going to be hard to transcribe that because we don't know what the new presidency is going to look like after Trump. And this is where this is the unknown variable will be. And this is the top of the card here. This is the Three of Swords, and it's coming in as betrayal. Right? Let's see what some of you guys are saying here. Okay, this totally makes sense. Kurt, I personally feel the War of the World radio broadcast with the trial run for the U.S. wanted to see how people will handle it. Some people truly cannot handle the truth. Do you remember the Pam Bondi video? I like Independence Day with Will Smith. Watch it every July 4th. Great movie. Thank you. I never watched it, actually. Anyway, so the next question that we're going to ask is this a distraction from Epstein? Let's act as it's a distraction from Epstein, just out of curiosity here. Because, it makes a lot of sense because it's possible this video, because remember how I said it's real, but it also came from, there's a delay, there was a path. What if, because it came up in the card that there was confidential information stolen by Trump from the recording from the past administration, what if the video that we just showed you was actually from the past administration, that this alien attack, this spacecraft, was recorded under Biden? Just a food for thought. Okay, so Spirit Angel Tommy, is this alien invasion that's being reported on the news right now with the spacecraft and everything, is this a distraction from the Epstein files? Is this a distraction from the Epstein files? Ooh, okay. It is, yes. Because there's information here. Let's tell us the story. We have the Sun card in reverse. This is something that was hidden. This is something that's very dark. This is confidential. So what happened with the alien invasion was not accidental. This was put on the news on purpose. The Sun card means something that does not get revealed. This is something that's hidden. This is something within the dark. Something that has not get shown publicly, but yet it was public. This is the Sun card in reverse. And the Sun card is, again, indicating to all of us that, okay, even though there's illumination or something, it's telling us, okay, well, is this a distraction from Epstein? Yes, it is. Why? Why are they distracting this with Epstein? Well, they're distracting it because of Ghislaine Maxwell. I have a feeling that she's going to go on testimony. I feel like she just said on the news. I don't know 100%. But as of when I'm recording it, it is Tuesday, July 29th at 10:37 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The Queen of Wands indicates Ghislaine Maxwell. Because this is a distraction to get people's mind off of Ghislaine Maxwell and say, oh, no, there's a bigger threat than pedophiles here. There's a bigger threat, and that threat is aliens. We can't prove it, but we're going to report it anyway. Just keep your mind on this. Stay away from Ghislaine Maxwell. That's not important. And here you have the Magician card reverse. The Magician card reverse is indicating to us that they cannot co-create what is out there. They cannot co-create. This is somebody, remember I talked about how the Epstein file, when it gets released, it creates an uncontrollable factor. Donald Trump cannot control something. And this magician card reverse indicates that he does not have control. He's not in control of what's happening on the news media. So in a way, even though it was released publicly through the Epstein files to create a distraction, he's not going to be able to control the narrative and getting people away from the idea of understanding what happened with the Epstein files. So will he inherently distract people? No, it's going to fail. So the Epstein file, even though this was an attempt to distract, he's going to fail very bad at it. The next card as well as we have the devil card here. He cannot hold on. He does not control the media in terms of certain things getting released on purpose. Things are going to happen the way that they're going to happen, whether he likes it or not. So the news of everything happened with the extraterrestrials was actually legit footage, but the devil card being in reverse is indicating that he is no longer in control of what happened. Because remember, the Epstein story, whatever happened is leading to this one outcome. It's leading to his departure, his ending. He cannot control his ending. This is the Eight of Cups here. His story is ending. The Epstein files will be the thing that kicks him out. It will be the thing that finishes him. But remember how we talked about this woman who was going to end up being the one to take Donald Trump out? Lo and behold, who even knew it was possibly could have been Ghislaine Maxwell? It could have been Epstein. I didn't see that coming. Did you? Right? That's the concept. That's the idea. Now, I want to ask, we already established, according to what the cards are saying, is that there's going to be an attempt to try to do a fake alien invasion. This is in relation to Pam Bondi's video, what they did in February. If you want to go ahead and watch that video in the description and in the comment section below. But let's go ahead, let's take a look at that. Spirit Angels, tell me about the fake alien invasion. Are they going to attempt a fake alien invasion? Is this an attempt to plan a fake alien invasion since it came up in Pam Bondi's video? Is this what you were talking about? Is this what you were talking about, Spirit? Okay, so yes. So we have the Tower card here. The Tower card is this fake attack, right? This is this Tower moment. This is this period of massive change, if you will. And you have it. You have the Ace of Wands, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 of Wands here as well. Another wand. You have here this Star card, and you have here an ending, a story, right? We have here this Ace of Wands. This is something coming from an alternate dimension, an alternate world, something that's not from our reality. This is why it comes from the air, right? This is something we're acting. This can be a fake attack on the world, right? Because we don't know how they're going to plan this alien invasion, this fake one. This is kind of similar to Project Bluebeam. I don't know anything about it, but I'm assuming this is what Project Bluebeam is saying. This Ace of Wands is talking about this idea, this concept. But remember how it looks. Remember, this, if you look at this card, it's made on planet Earth, right? This is terrestrial. This is Earth land. And is this an alien hand? Or is that a human hand? It's human. Is this air that we have here? Or is it not air? It's air that we breathe and live in. Is this something that's naturally occurring in our environment? Yes. So what it's indicating? It's indicating that this is an illusion. This is why there's a cloud here. And it's not just one color cloud. There's two different shades of the cloud. It indicates to us that there is this illusion that's being cast on Earth. And this is being man-made by humans, pre-designed by things that's only the elements of planet Earth. Right? We also have here as well, we're acting with this going to be a planned attack on the world, right? This fake alien invasion. You have your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 of Wands. This is a torpedo. This is attack. This is something being struck down from the sky, hitting the earth, hitting the land, right? And this is the Tower card. This is massive change, right? And then that card that comes in is the Star card. Is this equilibrium, right? This is equilibrium. And you want to know what I'm pointing to for the first time ever? I just realized this little bird on the tree. It's a kiwi. It's giving me the Netherlands. Not the Netherlands. It's giving me New Zealand. It's giving me that type of energy. I wonder if this is the star in New Zealand. I would be really curious to see if this is the star or the flag in New Zealand. But it's very interesting nonetheless. And we do have here as well, we have the 4 of Swords here. The 4 of Swords means an ending. A story is coming to a completion. A cycle. A plan is ending. So it almost feels like possibly there could be over the water. Like there could be an alien invasion, fake alien invasion over the water, projecting itself onto a mountainous terrain with mountain dive. That could be what that could be indicating. All right, so we already established how they're going to do the fake alien invasion. We already established what was going to happen during a real alien invasion. We established whether or not it's going to occur, a real one is going to occur under Donald Trump or JD Vance. We established that. We established Pam Bondi and her situation and why it comes up. But we're going to actually ask why Pam Bondi is very significant in this matter. So let's go ahead, let's ask. Spirit and Angel, tell me, why did Pam Bondi come up in my video? I mean, why did alien invasion come up, a fake alien invasion come up under Pam Bondi's video? The first video I ever did on her. Why did it come up? I'm hearing she'll lead the way to a new destruction. That's what I'm hearing. We have the Chariot card in reverse. Right? This is ambulance. This is going forward with an idea, a plan, a goal. Right? This is ambulance. This is a leading the way to a destruction of something. And here's the Three of Cups here reverse. I'm hearing inalienable rights, like the destruction of rights, to have a reason to justify taking things away from you in the form and guided an umbrella of safety. So essentially, it's saying that in exchange for your rights, we will give you safety. That's what it feels like. That's the best way I can describe it. The top of the deck here, what is it? Is an uncontrollable leader who causes chaos, who cannot be diplomatic. Right? What's the bottom of the deck here? We have Constitution in reverse. This is the High Priestess in reverse. It's saying, what is this? What is this attempt by Pam Bondi? What does she have to do with the fake alien invasion? It's simple. To strip people of their rights, to give them false sense of security in exchange for stripping people of their rights. That's essentially what it's all come down to. Right? So now we've already established the distraction of Epstein. We established the possibility of where that footage came from, how it was manufactured, how it was created. We established all those things. Let's ask one final question. Will a woman be meeting extraterrestrial? Will the 49th president be meeting extraterrestrials, and will she be a woman? Will the 49th president of the United States be a woman, and will she be meeting extraterrestrials when the time comes? Okay, I'm hearing a man must be hanged in order for a woman to be in power. A man must be hanged for a woman to be in power. A man must be hanged for a woman to be in power. What does that even mean? Now, the Temperance card in reverse. We have the Ace of Swords reversed. This is not an assassination. This is something else. This is not an assassination. This is the Ace of Swords reversed. It's not indicating an assassination. It's indicating something deeper. I'm hearing the Gateway. So let's use this tarot deck. We're going to look at this Gateway deck. Okay, let's see. Spirit Angel, tell me. What does that mean? A man must be hanged for a woman to be in power. What does that mean? In order for a woman to meet an extraterrestrial. It says, being in the flow. I'm in the flow of the universe. Hanging a man in order for a woman to be in power. Oh, so she needs to be in her divine. That's what it is. She needs to be in her divine energy. Renewing your life. Getting rid of the clutter. Radiant volatility is filling my life. So she needs to be positive in order to meet the extraterrestrials. And here you have it, cherishing the self. I accept and love myself. So that's kind of like where we are right now. So what it's indicating? It's indicating to listen to your heart, right? It's indicating I trust the message that I receive from my heart. So when it said the man must be hanged in order for a woman to be in power, to be in control, it's not indicating an actual assassination or an attempt for a man to be hanged, but rather it's talking something about, metaphorically speaking, is saying how a woman, in order to be in control, must be rooted in her divine self. She must be rooted in her own power, cannot be challenged, if you will. But you have this hanged man, right? The man who's hanged. But this is an illumination of thought, illumination of understanding, followed by the eight of wands here. This is not something of the physical. If it was physical, it would have been upright. It's reversed. It's saying this is not physical. This is spiritual. This is psychologically. This is emotional. This is an advancement. This is someone of a higher power. This is someone with certainty, with confidence, with understanding. This is somebody who knows and has wisdom, but this is somebody who's also in experience with those of extraterrestrial, those who have higher understanding, higher knowledge of them. But this is not somebody who feels threatened by that. And with that being said, she realizes when a battle is lost and when a battle is won. That's what these two cards mean. Seven of Swords and the Five of Swords here indicates this is a woman who realizes when her boundaries have been met and when boundaries have been stripped. This is a woman of great power. This is a woman of great discernment, great understanding, right? That's what this means. So, it does not answer a question of whether or not the next woman president, which would be the 49th president, will meet extraterrestrial. It does not indicate this. But what it does indicate is how it would happen. It means that a leader needs to raise their vibration to the high enough frequency to be able to install diplomacy and to meet extraterrestrials on Earth. So it does feel like that's where we're heading. We'll take a look and see as we get a little closer. We'll have to dedicate a video specifically to that topic, but we'll wait and see what happens once we get a little closer to the 49th president and who that might be. But we have established already that it's likely that there's going to be a president advance. Donald Trump might be on his way out and all that type of stuff. All right, so did I answer all the questions today? Alien invasion imminent? There's no alien invasion. Okay. Distraction from Epstein. We established that yes, it wasn't a distraction from Epstein, but it's not going to work. It's a failure. Project Bluebeam. We kind of talked about the possibility of, well, we didn't talk about the possibility, but how they're going to do the fake alien invasion. We talked about that. We talked about Pam Bondi and her connection to the alien invasion and why it came up in my first video back in February, and now we're talking about it again. Never thought in a million years I would ever talk about something like that again. And before we go, I do want to do one last thing. We're going to use the same deck that I used in that video, in this video. See if we get anything else. So if you are new here, the way these cards work, this is a homemade deck that I do. But I essentially write a whole bunch of words down. On the color card here, it means that it's major. Anything that's white means that it's minor. Okay, that's all you need to know. Okay, so I'm going to shuffle. If you have any word suggestions, put that in the comment section below, and I will add it if it's not in the deck already. Okay. So we have some cards just randomly fly out, so I'm just going to read it here, and then we'll put it back in. We have domestic in reverse, gamble, climate. So there is something that's not domestic with our environment or climate, or it could be extraterrestrial as well, that is a gamble. That might be what it could be indicating. Remember this cards are so accurate that the last time we did them, it talked about LA House. I don't know if you guys remember that we did a video, and at the end of the video, it talked about LA House, like a House of Angels. And I didn't understand it. And lo and behold, there was riots occurring in Los Angeles a couple weeks later. And I asked the cards, and it said, yeah, that was the House of Angels. That's what it meant. At first, we were thinking like churches. Right? Just because you don't understand it now doesn't mean it's not legit. The way cards work is you only understand, you can only interpret it based on your current understanding, not what you have experienced. If you don't have experience on something, you're not going to be able to interpret it correctly, right? Okay, let's see. Spirit Angels will tell me about anything. What we need to know about the next video, maybe what, and we need to know in the future, this alien invasion, anything you want to tell us. All right. What's the card? We have hacker. This is something that's coming soon. Remember, if you watched my previous video, that has come up many times. Okay. All right. Let's see. Guys, give me a color. We have pink, blue, teal, or white, or yellow. You can give me multiple if you need. I'm getting aqua. I'm getting pink. Now, I can't see what the words say because it looks like this in my perspective. So Dan said teal. So teal, let me see. I'm going to say this card right here is for Dan. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Okay, so the first two cards that come up is Destiny, Innocent. So we have Destiny, Innocence. Interesting. So Destiny, Innocent. So Destiny, our future is not innocent. Our future is guilty. Okay. We have here as well as the next card that comes in as on. Something is on, not no, but something is on. What is on is fire. So this is caution here. So something is on fire. So Destiny in our future is guilty because something is on fire. This makes sense. You remember how we just did this before when the cards flew out? That it was talking about the climate is a gamble. This could be what it's indicating. That there's a fire going on, but it's not natural. Like this could be a gamble. There could be guilt in here. That this is with intention. This is intentional. This is not accidental. This is not natural, if you will. And we have here influence. Okay, yeah. Like I said, we can't make this stuff up. This is literally live. This is literally live. You guys are watching this live. You did not see any edits whatsoever. This is influence. This is something that's not natural. All right, guys. I think this is pretty much it. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Thank you. I love you. I appreciate all of you. And let me know in the comment section below what you guys think of today's video. Until then, peace out. I love you. And I'll see you soon. Bye.